Happy Hambletonian Day. Jess got alongside President and CEO of the Hambletonian Society, 6-time winner in the Hambletonian, John Campbell. John, happy Hambo Day.
Well, thank you very much. Same to you and everybody for Hambletonian Day. It's our biggest day, and it's our time to shine, and it's our Kentucky Derby.
It definitely is. It's America's Trotting Classic, and one of the most prestigious races to be involved in. And you're a 6-time winner in the Hambletonian, and it's just everything has to go right on that day.
It sure does, Jessica. Fortunate that it did go right, and there was a number of other times that I thought I had really good chances to win, and things just didn't fall into place. It only comes once a year, and everybody wants to have their horses so good that day. Every driver wants to make sure he gives the horse the best trip, so everything has to just fall into place to get that victory in the Hambletonian.
Let's talk just real quick about the Hambo. We have Carl and TCI who've been kind of headlining it from week 1 on Ken's road to the Hambletonian. 8 other really solid trotters coming into the race. What are your thoughts on this year's field?
Well, after the Breeders' Crown last year, everybody was looking for the matchup for TCI and Carl coming back this year, and they haven't met yet. That's exciting, and for us, we're really thrilled that it's going to come down to Hambletonian time. But as you said, there's some horses in there that if they get arguing on the front or just get over the half a little too much, there's some horses in there that are more than capable of picking up the pieces. But, they're certainly the favorites, and deservedly so going into it.
And in the Hambletonian Oaks, a couple of really nice stories, obviously. It's very rare you see a horse, riding a 10-race win streak who was 1 for, I think, 10 last season, Alyssa Hanover.
Yeah, that's a filly. I'm a little bit partial to Chestnuts, and she's so pretty. I've been following her for a couple of months now, and she just hasn't gone a bad race. I'm sure she'll race well, but it's a little more wide open than the Hambletonian, the fillies. I thought all 3 elimination winners were impressive, but then you get by a round was maybe the best 2-year-old last year, and she got in finishing 4th, but if she gets a trip, she can certainly upset.
Yes, it's all been coming down to trips, too, lately. There's such a deep group of horses in every division, it feels like.
It is, and Hambletonian Day is always a little bit tricky for bias. Sometimes it looks like front end's holding up, and then it won't.
Right.
So you have to be a little careful as a driver and really pay attention to how the previous races have been, whether front end is favored or the closers are able to overcome coming from behind.
Speaking of drivers, we're going to do a few new things this year. The 99th Hambletonian leading up to the 100th Hambletonian next year. We'll have a little bit of time to talk about that drivers parade. We're going to parade our drivers so people will be able to meet them.
Yes, we're going to present the Hambletonian drivers in the winner's circle right after the 11th race and prior to the Hambletonian. Ken is going to introduce them, and the fans can get up close. I think they're going to throw out some merchandise as well to the fans. So it's something we just wanted to do a little bit different. It is well received in Paris for the Prix d'Amérique and in Stockholm for the Elite Lop, and we wanted to give it a try this year.
Speaking of giving things a try, we have a little bit of difference in our program this year. That the Hamble's going to come before the Hambletonian Oaks.
Yes, we're hoping the Hambletonian Oaks will entice people to stay farther into the crowd, into the card rather. And also we were on FS1 with the Hambletonian Oaks this year, so between those two things we wanted to give it a try, and hopefully fans will stick around and watch a $500,000 race.
A very good one at that. How important is it to harness racing that the Hambletonian is going to be on Network Fox?
We feel it's really important. We went for a few years where we weren't on network TV, and we just feel being part of the America's Day at the Races and being on that Network Fox, it just increases our exposure that it's really hard to fathom just how much that is. So it's something we're excited about. We're very happy with the partnership we have with the NYRA folks people, and we think it's going to continue on for a long time.
I hope so. They do such a great job. They're even going to team up with us once again for the Breeders' Crown.
Yes, we're going to do eliminations and final for Breeders' Crown. We're looking forward to that, and it's just a relationship that's grown, and they've come to embrace harness racing, especially when you're talking about Hambletonian and Breeders' Crown. They appreciate that this is the best of the best.
Yes, they sure do. All right, we'll send it up to the top of the stands to Ken Workington for the post parade of Race 7.